Hello and welcome back to Heavy Metal Gaming. This is our Let's Play on Farming Simulator 19 on the Hawke's Bay, New Zealand map by Kaz64. This is our first episode, so I'm going to give you a quick tour on what I've done to set the map up for the Let's Play. I've sold a lot of the starting equipment and replaced it with different equipment. For example, I've sold the starting pickup, replaced it with a Land Rover and a Land Rover branded trailer. I've also replaced all of the standard tractors with different tractors that will meet as we go through the game. I've replaced the baler with a Vicon, actually a Kverlin branded, same thing, fast bale. I have also picked up an AGCO Mass Ferguson combine and suitable headers for it, and these will feature as prominent things that I like. You'll find as I play through the series, I really like Massey Ferguson and John Deere, so throughout whatever series I end up doing on YouTube, you will see both of those brands quite a bit. I have also replaced the seed drill, the fertilizer spreader, and several other pieces of equipment, just to give it a more unique start and have equipment that I like. We are on day 2, early spring, playing seasons. I play seasons on almost all of my Farming Simulator games, so you will see quite a lot of that on this channel. We have started, and this is part of the default start, with chickens, cows, horses, and sheep. So what we do here early in the morning is take care of our animals. Seems like the sheep don't need any water, so we will crack on, taking the water for the other animals, and then we'll jump on one of our tractors, clean up after them, any food they've spilled, and then we'll get on with feeding them. Now, I do my feeding a little bit strange, at least on this map so far. I've only played one day through it just to try to learn a little bit about the map and what can be done, and whether I actually wanted to do a Let's Play on it tonight, or not, pardon me. So we've now watered the cows, and we're going to walk over here and water the horses if I remember where it's at in the dark. Oh, yep, I walked past it. Handy to use your flashlight when you have one. And now that the horses are watered, let's see, they've taken most of that bale of hay. They should be good there. We'll get on with the sheep. Oh, yes, it was the sheep that was around the backside. Now if we check our wonderful seasons menu here and look at the animals, chickens look really good. Looks like the cows could use a good cleanup and some more TMR. The sheep could also use a good cleanup. And the horses could use a little bit more oats. That brings us to our first tractor. This is my front loader equipped tractor. It is the Oliver 55 station mod. So Oliver 55. I pulled it from fs19.net. I'm sure it's available on other mod sites, but it is not available on the official mod hub. And there does seem to be either a conflict or a bug with Lumberjack mod right now. It always starts you with super strength turned on. So let's fire our little Oliver up here. Get our headlights turned on. And our front and rear working lights. And we will lift our front loader arm. I've already got the bucket equipped. Been feeding them yesterday. We'll just head right on over here and clean up whatever mess the cows have made. It doesn't look like much for them to be complaining like they are. I have found that on a few maps with seasons. I don't know if this is something that the map authors have control over, but I noticed it on Spectacle Island too. When I was doing my playthrough on that, obviously before I started this YouTube channel. The animals would have productivity issues with just a tiny amount of spilled food. And it means that you're constantly taking care of the animals, which kind of detracts from being able to do other things, in my opinion. But then again, if you look at the real world, you have to take care of your animals every day. So, growing up, we had chickens, and my aunt and uncle up in the UP of Michigan have always had a lot of animals. I've never really been involved with that, but I kind of know about it from just family newsletters and that sort of thing. Hearing them talk about it at family gatherings. You know, the typical way that families share news. They always did the 4-H thing. And I know they've had goats. I think they've had sheep and cows as well, and definitely chickens. So apparently the cows do not want to take all of their food, so we will just, their spilled food. We will just stick it in our silo here. And see what else needs to be done. The horses need some oats. And we need the TMR for the cows. I don't know why that cleanliness hasn't updated yet. They probably have manure that needs mucked out. We'll deal with that once daylight breaks. And now I'm going to go take care of the cleanliness on the sheep. And then we'll grab the oats for the horses. So as you can see, this is a nice little tractor here. And it actually holds an incredible amount of fuel. It has what are called fuel fenders. If you look at the fenders above the wheels there, they are tanks for additional fuel. And that's quite handy. It holds, because of that, over 400 liters to use the metric stats the game is used to. Sheep must be manure also. I'm still not familiar, so I may not be correct. I haven't played this map before, so I could be incorrect. I'm not sure if sheep on this map produce manure or not. We will find out together as we go. So for now, let's stick our bucket under the silo spout here and get some oats for the horses. Too far there. There we go. We'll pull some oats. Get our zoom back in here. Head on over to the horses, and whatever they don't take, we'll dump back in the silo. I always just grab a full bucket because it comes out of the silo so quickly. And because you never really know exactly how much they're going to take unless you want to take the time to calculate it out. That just seems like a waste. Alright. They are full. They didn't take much. That's a thing for those of you who don't play with seasons. In seasons, it sets it up so that you're giving them enough food for 2 days, and then they'll be completely out of food. And unlike in the base game, in seasons, the animals can die. So we have to take care of them. I can't ignore them. Alrighty. Now that that is done, head over here and drop off our bucket. I try to play a little bit realistic in that regards. Typically, at least the farming stuff that I knew about growing up, you don't keep your tools attached if you're not using them. If you're pulling trailers or something and you don't need the front end loader, you might leave the bracket on, but the tool comes off. Just for safety, unless of course you're using it as a counterbalance for weight for some reason. I have seen that done. Weights, I take mine off because we're going to move the fertilizer spreader that I picked up and didn't put away last night. I am playing this with some semi-realistic settings. For example, I have the store open hours mod enabled, so I can't just shop whenever I feel like. The store doesn't open until I believe 7 a.m. And I don't remember how late in the evening it is open. And this fertilizer spreader is definitely a little too big for this tractor. I used it to spread some lime on a couple of my fields last night, and then just pulled in and dumped it off. Grabbed another piece of equipment, ran back over to the field to take care of doing that business. And that is where we will be working later on in the episode after I get the yard sorted out and the animals are all taken care of. Alright, so we'll drop that off. And it's getting light enough out that I think we can get started on the field work. And then looking and mucking out the animals if they need it. Park this here for now. You can see the beautiful corn header I got for the harvester there. So our lights all turned on. Got our engine down. And we'll have a jog over to our field. Now, I currently have 3 tractors on this Let's Play, and none of them are base game. All 3 of them are mods. You've seen the Oliver there, and now you're about to see the other 2. Peeking over the hill there, you can see our large tractor, which is an Allis Chalmers, and that's attached to our seed drill. We have seeded this field already. I don't remember where I parked there after seeding, but we've seeded this field with poppy and this one with poppy as well. Now, I did kind of mess up and forgot to lime this field before I planted it, so we will have to remember to do that the next time around. I'll get this beast fired up. Kind of a loud tractor. Hold our seed drill back up. We have one more field to do, and that's field number 35, or 34, pardon me, across the road there. And as you can see from what I have selected on the seed drill, we're going to put hops into that field. Part of the reason I wanted to play this map is because it had a bunch of custom crops that I've never played before. Poppy and hops being 2 of them. Stop sign? No. That's the goal. This also includes hemp, tobacco, I believe, onions and carrots, which I've seen before, and a few other things. Now, I am slightly confused. My other tractor does not appear to be where I left it. So I'm going to pause for a moment while I figure out what happened to the other tractor. I'll be right back with you. And we're back. I had to deal with a mod issue. That's why my tractor had disappeared. Farming Simulator decided that I didn't have the mod installed anymore, even though I did. And assuming it's because I edited it a little bit to fix some minor issues with it, like it not appearing in the correct category, things like that. Just to make it easier. You're getting a view of the cab right now. I will spin the camera here for you. And you can see that it's another Oliver. This is a real beauty. It's a very nice mod. Also found on fs19.net. I believe it is the 2255 is the model number on this. And it's even got air conditioning. You can see the air conditioning unit there on the back of the cab. Now, you will notice that I've got our fertilizer spreader back out. Turns out Field 34 also needs lime spread on it. And since we're pretty much empty, I'm running over to the store. I waited until 7 o'clock and ordered up some fertilizer and some egg pellets to haul the chicken eggs in. Started going awfully slow, so we'll get in here. I'm not sure all of the fertilizer will fit, but I've made arrangements with the store to just have that stuff sit there, and I will come around later on in the day with the trailer to pick it all up. So we'll load up as much as we can, and I will be back with you once it's loaded. We're all loaded up, so we're going to head back up to Field 34 and get her fertilized and then drilled with hops. I love this old beast of an Oliver. Got wonderful torque and can do yeoman's work, but she's a little slow, so just wanted to keep you updated. I'm gonna cut here and we'll see you over at the field. Alright, we are back at the field. I have set a worker off in the Oliver, and we are going to follow along behind with the seed drill. I was able to fit 2 of the pallets of lime into the spreader, so the helper should have no issues in getting these field completed. But if we need to, we will go back and refill. I do plan on using helpers quite a lot, but I'm going to probably use coarse clay and auto drive for them for the most part, rather than standard helpers, just because as anyone who's actually played FS19 is aware, these standard in-game helpers can be a little on the stupid side sometimes. They like to try to climb trees with tractors, or worse, with combine harvesters. So we will try to help that as much as possible by putting them on coarse clay courses or auto drive networks. That way, also, because I am just one person playing this, I'm not going to do a multiplayer. It's not really my thing with videos, at least. That may change in the future, but for now, I'm just not comfortable doing that because I'm still new to all this recording and what have you. But, you know, I can't drive 2 tractors at once, so I cannot cart and drive the combine, for example. So I will create an auto drive network for this map, assuming one doesn't already exist from somebody else that suits my purposes. It is something that I like doing, even though it's very time consuming. I have a bit of OCD, so I tend to make some pretty good auto drive networks. Speaking of, I do publish my auto drive networks on my GitHub I also publish challenges that myself and others have created on another repo on my GitHub as well. I will put both of those in the links down below. So if you're interested, you can go check those out. And I also have a fork of another person's repo of Autodrive Networks. I have an open pull request with him to update the Spectacle Island network because it had a few minor issues that I corrected. However, he has not, as far as I can tell, even looked at that pull request, so I'm just going to share my fork of his repo instead. And I suppose instead of chit-chatting, I should get back to work and get this field done. The helper is just about done spraying lime already, and I'm behind. So I will crack on, and I will be back with you guys when I'm done. The eagle-eyed among you will have noticed that there were a couple of times at the beginning of the field where I accidentally ducked into the neighbor's field a little bit with my tractor and got a penalty for crop destruction. That is the no trespassing mod. And I, again, like to play with stuff like that because it adds a little bit more realism to the game. Drive over your neighbor's crops and mess things up, you're going to pay for it. Oh, and I love our cheeky worker. Didn't even bother to fold up his tools, so we'll take care of that for him. And I'm going to fire it up. Wait for the engine to get rolling. This Oliver does have a John Deere prime mover in it. Beautiful 10.4, I believe, liter Caterpillar. I'll leave that one there for a moment. Apparently I don't have columns set up on this playthrough yet. Thought I did, but that's right. We'll remedy that for next time. And we'll drive the big beast home. Now, that is all three of our fields done already for this year, which means that once we finish taking care of the animals, it's nice and daylight out, that we will probably look into doing some contracts. Give ourselves a little extra money. There's a few pieces of equipment that we need to buy, and also always nice to have some money just in case something goes wrong and you gotta fix it, or unexpected expenses come up. But for now, we are going to back our seed drill into the shed. Oops, I left my principle on. I noticed that I've been doing that a lot in this episode. And it's just one of those things with recording and trying to watch the recording software and play the game. Until I get used to it, I'm going to make little mistakes like that and not catch myself. right away all the time. Especially, since there's no auto turn off of turn signals in this game. That would be a cool feature for them to add to FS22 this fall. Or even for this game, a modder could add it as a script. That would be pretty interesting and pretty nice to have, I think. I know, pardon me, I know that the code for it pretty much already exists, since AutoDrive can automatically turn signals on and off. So there's absolutely no reason that there can't be a script to detect when turn signals need to be turned off. And since real vehicles have that, oh, I don't know about some of these old vintage tractors like this beautiful Oliver we're walking up to. Yep, 2225, or 2255 rather. It's a 3208 Cat. Since I like both Oliver tractors and Caterpillar diesels, this was a no-brainer for me as long as it worked, and since it does, count me as a happy camper. I'm sure are going through a lot of line. I'm glad that our source for it is fairly cheap. We wouldn't want to go broke already just paying for lime to put on our fields. There I go again for getting that darn turn signal. Now, I'm sure people are going to ask me about my setup. All I can say is that I'm using a fairly old gaming laptop at this point. It's about 4 or 5 years old, I believe. And I'm looking to replace it with a nicer gaming desktop in the near future. But for now, this is what I have. And I do, however, have the Logitech heavy equipment bundle with steering wheel and side panel, and I quite love the side panel, especially when I'm using front end loaders or telehandlers or front end loader, or I already said front end loaders, didn't I? Any of that heavy equipment like that. Especially the large tree cutting equipment that they have. It definitely can be a pain to run that stuff with a keyboard, which is how I started playing Farming Simulator for probably a month. Then I switched to using my Logitech F710 Gamepad, and then I ordered this thing just because I liked the game enough that I knew I was going to be playing it quite a lot. And while I don't consider this necessarily the best steering wheel, in fact I think they could have done much better on the ergonomic feel of the steering wheel and made the wheel itself a larger size. It is definitely on the small side. But functionally, it's great. I think if I had to do it over again, though, I would have bought probably something like the Logitech G29 wheel and just gotten the side panel as a separate accessory. If that is an option. Alright, let's go have a look around at our animal pens here. Oh. And of course, they are making more of a mess for us, which is alright. Auto drive window there since I'm not currently using it. Take this right on over to the silo, since we already know from earlier that they don't want it at the moment. This is a multi-fruit silo, since we are playing on a map with custom crops. It's somewhat of a necessity, at least having the custom crops added is. Nice, we've already got some wool from our sheep. Let's have a look around here. Learn about these pens together. Actually, in all truth, other than a modded sheep pen and chickens, this is my first time doing animals in FS. It's not something that really interested me at first, and I've only been playing the game, I think, about 4 months now. I have a lot to learn when it comes to taking care of the animals, and I'm alright with that. I don't mind showing that I'm learning here on the channel. In fact, I hope that maybe helps somebody else who has either never played or never done animals. Hopefully that makes you happy. Let's check. 63%. So there's still something I'm missing there. We've taken care of the cows as far as their cleanliness. They need some straw. They still need that TMR. And other than that, everything looks good. So I did notice that the cows have a manure point there, so there's no manure to deal with from them. But I don't see what the sheep are complaining about right now. So if anyone knows what their issue is, feel free to leave a comment. And in the next video, I will hopefully know how to address it. One of the reasons that I decided to start doing these farming simulator videos is how great the community is out there, and a lot of the YouTube channels that I watch also point that out. And, you know, it's really the truth. There is not a whole lot of negativity in this community, and I think that's great, because some of the other gaming communities out there that have big YouTube followings, the people are just so negative. They're always constantly, you should have done this, you should have done that, with no explanation of why. They just tell you, well, this is how it's done. And they're usually not very nice about it. And that's not the kind of community that I want to be a part of. So I'll take that for what it's worth. There are a lot of great people in this community in general. And it's definitely been a big influence on me deciding to start this channel. In fact, part of my shtick, I guess, is going to be, especially for this first series, giving a shout out to everyone who has inspired me, or coached me, or giving me a positive interaction around their YouTube channels, both for this game and for others. And this video's shout out is going to go to Matt, better known on YouTube as TMTC1. He's also on Twitch under that same name or something similar to it anyway. I believe it includes TMTC1. But I watch him on YouTube, and he's the couple times that we've chatted in comments on his videos or emailed, he's been great. He's a fun guy to watch, although I don't watch him a lot anymore just because he almost exclusively live streams, and I just don't have the 3 or 4 hours to sit down and watch an entire one of his streams. I wish I did, because they are entertaining, especially the multiplayer ones. Some of the guys he plays with, I tell you. So definitely a cast of characters there. But you know, he plays several games that I'm interested in, that may feature on the channel. And what first led me to his channel was actually U-Boat. I've always been a fan of sub-sim games. I've played almost all of the Silent Hunter games, for example. And so when I heard about U-Boat coming out, I was searching around the internet for channels that were I guess previewing it, especially at the time it was in beta. And I came across TMTC1, and I've been a subscriber ever since. You know, I love his message. His farming simulator videos, for example, are streams. They are mental health streams because FS19 can be a very relaxing game. And I don't know what the background is, why that's so important to him, but it's a great thing that it's important to him. And so, big shout out to you, Matt. Thank you for your channel, and thank you for being such a great guy. Now, I seem to have misremembered where to put straw. I swear this was the spot. But apparently it is not. So, what have I misremembered here? Or was I just not in the trigger? I'm pretty sure I was. The markings are there. Let's try it again. We are immediately going straight onto the ground. Alright. I'm sure I'm just doing something foolish, but I have given them straw once already, and I thought that was where it was. Let's check here. Is it the same trigger as the feed trigger? Most definitely not. Alright. I'm confused on that one. I'm pretty sure it's the one by the back door there. Again, if somebody knows, leave it in the comments below. Otherwise, I'll do some research on it before the next episode and figure it out there. But I guess that is going to, pardon me, to conclude tonight's episode. As there are no other immediate chores that need done in this game day, even though we have almost a full game day left. So the next episode, we will definitely be here in the same game day and doing some contracts, and making our neighbors happy and earning us a little bit of money. And we will also be figuring out the straw trigger for the cows. But for now, since today's shout out was for TMTC1, I'm going to use how he starts his videos to end mine. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I hope you're doing absolutely fantastic. Have a great day.